Hey guys, Spider here, and if it's not a day for rumors, it's a day for rumors. It's full of rumors today. Anyways, just going through some stuff. Actually, not even going through some stuff. My good buddy Go6, link in the description, guys. Go check him out. Thanks for the news, buddy. And the link. Kotaku has covered a story about the next PlayStation. Apparently, they have word from an unnamed yet supposedly reliable source that the next PlayStation, the PlayStation 4 or PS4, is going to be called Orbis. Whether that's the code name for the project until it's actually given a real name, or if that will eventually be the real name of the console, whatever. That's what's coming out. And yes, I know I'm showing the PS4, Xbox 720. We're not talking about the Xbox 720 today. Although there is some interesting information about Orbis that I will detail in a bit. Anyways, I just did a bit of background, and the article actually describes Orbis, which comes from Latin. It means circle, ring, orbit, blah, blah, blah. Combine it with Sony's Vita. You can have the Orbis Vita. I guess it translates to the circle of life. What is this, Lion King? What the, what the hell? I mean, that's been done before. Lion King, man. Circle of life. So, they go on to say, is the Vita going to be playing an important role in the development and use of the next PlayStation home console? I mean, they're already making it of use for the PS3. And I can only see them doing it even more so with the PS4. But I just wanted to look at the name Orbis, because there are actually a couple of companies that are called Orbis. One is Orbis Saving, what is it? Yeah, Orbis International, Saving Site Worldwide. And it's a company, I think it's a not-for-profit charitable organization, perhaps. And they actually help blind people throughout the world. So, their statement on the front of their site, according to the World Health Organization, 30 million people worldwide are blind, yet 80% suffer needlessly. And yes, Orbis is a nonprofit organization fighting blindness in developing countries. So there is a company called Orbis. There's actually another company called Orbis Electronics, and they do in fact sell some Sony equipment like PlayStation 3. I can purchase from Orbis Electronics. So yeah, I don't know if it's a copyright or trademark thing or not, but I'm sure they're going to cover that off. So let's go down to the specs. So they actually list the specs, and there's only two specs given. That it's going to use an AMD X64 CPU, and that the GPU is going to be an AMD Southern Islands. I believe the information on the CPU has been released before, but not the GPU. The CPU was, I think, part of AMD's 2000. They say in the article AMD's 2012 roster. The GPU supposedly will give you resolutions up to 4096 by 2160, which is pretty crazy. That's I mean, you're not going to get that on most TVs, on any TV that I know of. And it can play 3D in 1080p, and I think the PS3 is only capable of doing 3D at 720p. I don't know, how many of you guys actually play in 3D? I don't know. Does it give you a headache? I don't know. Supposedly, the release date is going to be in time for the holidays 2013. That time frame makes a whole lot of sense. Supposedly, also, it won't be compatible for PS3 games. That's not really a big deal. I mean, I got a PS3 anyway. If I want to play a PS3 game, I'll just put it on my PS3. The only other one that sort of bugs me here, what are they calling the Xbox? Durango? Is that the code name? Wow, that's so bad. Orbis is so good. Durango, so bad. But supposedly, this next PlayStation, Orbis, is going to implement something similar to what we had discussed with the Xbox 720 in the prevention of transference of used games. That sucks. That sucks, man. Supposedly, they describe it as that when you get a game, you actually, somehow the disc, you link it to your PSN ID or your actual PS4 or Orbis, and it's assigned to that PlayStation, or it's assigned to that Orbis unit, and you can't just take it to another Orbis or PlayStation 4 and use that disc. There may actually be some limited functionality that you can do, whether it's like just sort of like an hour demo or you have an hour to play on other units. But it's a little bit unclear at this point. But honestly, that's freaking ridiculous. And then you would have to pay a fee, like an online fee, in order to unlock the full game. So it's really getting back to that whole used game thing that we talked about in a previous video for the Xbox 720. I can link you to that because it's a discussion on an entire video. Um, what was the other thing? There's one other. Oh crap! What was the other thing? Oh yeah, you have to be online. You can't play any game. Again, this is just rumor. You cannot play a game. Period. No matter what, unless you're connected. Whether that means you actually have to connect for the first time to do that linkage of the game, which is would make sense. That would probably be the case. I'm not sure that they'd actually implement that you have to be connected the entire time you play the game. Maybe just at startup. It's a little unclear. And that again, that ties into the used game thing. But it's I guess this used game with that used game configuration, it would still allow used games to be sold at retailers, but whether they work a deal with the retailer where somebody comes in, sells a used game, you're not going to get anywhere near what you're getting now, which is still a ripoff what they're doing. I mean, you'd be lucky to get $5 for these discs, and then somebody else coming in buying the used game would probably end up paying that full price, but like let's say $5 less than the full price. Let's say a game costs $60 to buy it brand new. You pay $55, you get the used game, and maybe they can link it somehow at the store. But then they're actually that money, because they actually have to configure that disc to someone's particular account or release it, then there's money that ends up getting sent back to either probably the publisher to basically unlock that game. So it does make sense. This does make a lot of sense because then there is that facility that ties back into the retailer to allow them to still make money off the used games, but at the same time, the publishers are actually raking in that money off that used game as well. So it does make a lot of sense, like it or not. It's making a lot of sense, and it looks like that both of these units, the PS4 Orbis or the Xbox 720 Durango, will prevent or will have big restrictions on used games. Honestly, I really hope, and there was rumor about Steam coming out with a console. I freaking swear to God, I really hope Steam comes and does something and releases something that totally goes against what these guys are doing, and it kicks ass. That's my opinion. And just on this used game stuff, because, I don't know, it's, you're trying to make the publisher more money off of used games, and again, it's always at the expense of the consumer, and that really pisses me off. That's it for now. Another rumor. These are rumors, remember, okay? Not written in stone. Nothing's written in stone until the thing's released, and it's officially announced. Even then, it's officially announced before release. They change their mind. So until it's released, nothing is ever official. I'm Spiderbite, and I'm out.